What's up guys, this is KDCloudy and this is sort of a PSA slash rant video on the first generation Google Pixel, telling you to not buy it. Let me explain. So this is of course the 2016 first generation Google Pixel 5 inches, and there's the Pixel XL, and both of them are sold for anywhere around $300, $350 all the way up to $500. And due to that low price, some people have come and asked me if this is still worth the money. And to them, I say, no, it's not. And this statement is coming from someone who's used this phone for more than a year. I've put it through its paces, and I've come to the conclusion that 2 years later after its release, it is not worth it anymore. Now, this might come across that I'm really nitpicking and complaining about a 2-year-old phone, because I am. But there are two things which I still really love about this phone. First is the software experience. It's clean stock Android. It's been really smooth, really snappy since day one, and I just can't have enough of it. And second is of course the camera. I've probably shot like 1 million photos with this. Like everything's on my Google Photos, and I just fucking love this camera. That's all. But yeah, these two pros cannot outweigh the cons which the phone has accumulated after aging so poorly in the past couple of years. And my first complaint is the build quality. Like, the paint has chipped off all over the place, and using a case doesn't help really. It even worsens the condition. And I take pretty good care of my electronics, so I haven't really dropped it as much. But still, although I've dropped it a couple of times, it has accumulated like bad dents at the bottom corners, which don't really look nice. I mean, like, this was a really premium looking product in the first couple of months, but yeah, 1 year later it doesn't really hold its pristine quality. Next is the phone design. Now, beginning with I really used to appreciate this simple, minimalistic, basic design of this phone, but honestly there's no way around these huge fucking bezels. Like, there's absolutely no way around these. The bezels are huge, I agree, and I will not recommend this design with this huge bezels for anyone in 2018. No matter how much money you pay, bezels aren't really acceptable by today's standards. And third, and by far the most annoying thing which I've come across using this Pixel in the past couple of months, is the battery life. Now, the stability of the software experience has held up really well. As I said, the stock Android experience does still give a really good performance, but the battery life has taken a huge hit, and it's really abysmal now. Now, when I first got this phone back in 2017, early 2017, around February or something, I used to get like 5 to 6 hours of screen on time easily on like pretty heavy usage. And back then my Nexus 5, which was my old daily driver, it would get me like maximum 2.5 hours of screen on time. So coming from the Nexus 5 to the Pixel was a huge upgrade. In 2018, after Android 8.1 and after Android P developer preview, I get 2 hours of screen on time. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration. I get 2.5 hours of screen on time. Yep. And this is not just me. I've known people with a Pixel, the original Pixel, who are facing a similar issue. I've checked the Reddit threads. People everywhere around the world who are using this phone are facing terrible battery life. And just to give you a fresh perspective, I will now hand over the frame to Hardik. He has his own YouTube channel. He makes awesome Android and Pixel related videos, so definitely check him out. So yeah, over to you, Hardik.
Guys, this is Hardik here, and first off I would like to thank Mr. KD for including me in this video. Now, getting on to the main subject, whether to buy a Pixel in 2018 or not. As mentioned above regarding the huge bezels, the color chipping off of the phone, these are few issues which are not a deal breaker for normal people, and which also can be overcome by putting a case on or applying a skin. But now let's address the elephant in the room, the battery life. It's the worst. So now you guys might ask why or how, or what makes you think that the battery life on a 2016 flagship is bad. So here are a few reasons why. First off, as mentioned above by KD, we seriously used to get around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time while running Android Nougat. But as the software got updated, the battery life started degrading. So now if you plan on to go out somewhere and use your mobile data, consider plugging in your device every 2 hours. But if you are at home and are using your Wi-Fi, consider yourself a lucky person because you might get more than 2 hours of screen on time on Wi-Fi. So second off, I use Snapchat a lot, like literally a lot, and this might be subjective to other people, but Snapchat is the most battery consuming app in the Play Store that I've downloaded. For instance, if I charge my phone up to 100% and plan to open Snapchat just for checking few snaps, the battery drops directly to 98% within few seconds, restricting me to see the beauty of what 99% looks like. So this also happens on few other apps like Facebook Messenger, which I personally don't use. Third off, and this is by far the most frustrating reason, is because the battery life on my Nexus 5X, a 2015 mid-ranger, is better than the Google Pixel, a 2016 high-end device. So with the Nexus 5X, I easily get around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time on Wi-Fi, and while on mobile data, I get around 3.5 to 4 hours of screen on time, which is actually pretty good. So here are a few screenshots of an entire battery cycle, and you can take a look for yourself how good the battery life on the Nexus 5X is. So now there might be many questions as of what's the point of this video or why rant on an older device. It's because even now, a lot of people are considering buying a Pixel in 2018. So personally for me, the battery life plays an important role while considering buying any smartphone. Other issues I can deal with, like the outside hardware issues, but battery life is one thing I can't compromise on. So if the question arises whether to buy a Pixel in 2018 or not, the clean and simple answer is no. For me it's the battery life, for you it might be something else, but the answer still remains a big no. So this doesn't mean that the device in general is bad. The software is one of the best ones I've owned. So I've owned every Google device from the Nexus 5, and you may call me a fanboy for this, but now I own every Nexus device except for the Nexus 6. Also regarding the performance, this device flies. Like everything runs smooth as butter on this device. Also considering the software updates, although Android P will be the last major update, you will definitely get regular security patches until the next Android version. There also might be custom ROMs for the next version of Android which you can flash. So yeah, there are not only few downsides but also few advantages as well. But yeah, again, I'd still recommend skipping the idea of buying this device in 2018. Now I'll let Mr. KD continue, and again, thank you guys for watching this video. And also big thanks to KD for including me, and I hope to catch you guys on my channel. Thank you.
So after a lot of thinking, it's safe to bet that something has clearly gone wrong with the software optimization, and I'm not mad at Google for not supporting a phone which came out 2 years ago, but the fact that they're not even giving two fucks about a phone which costed $600-700 back in the day. Some people have bought this thing on EMI, some people have carrier contracts, and they have to use this phone for at least 2 years. So like at least 7 to 8 months more people have to survive with this phone before they can upgrade. And for those who don't want to upgrade from such an expensive phone, like it's sad. It's absolutely sad that a phone of this caliber has dropped to such a low standards, and if the experience starts to fall apart just after a year after the product's life cycle, it's pretty sad, I must say. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's a solution to fixing the battery life for this phone unless you want to use Nougat. So I've tried using a couple of custom ROMs and kernels with this, none of it helps. So it's probably Oreo or some security update which is messing with this. So all we can hope is that Android P fixes some of this. I don't know, I'm just being optimistic, and I'm really worried that the same thing does not happen with the Pixel 2, because a lot of people love the Pixel 2, like it's a great phone. So if the Pixel 2 experience starts to fall apart as well, then Google is pretty much doomed with the hardware business. I mean, the Pixel 3 doesn't look that promising, so yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, if you have $400 to $500 to spare, definitely buy the OnePlus 6 and don't go with this phone. So yeah, that's basically it for my rant/PSA. Thank you so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.